Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in today's channel, we're going to try and make this, what you see on the screen, and I'll show you how simple it is to make something like this, which you can use to make logos or just your cover page or your Etsy shop of cover page or something like that. Okay, so let's just get started. I'm going to create a new file by going to File and New. I'll pick a 6 into 9 inches CMYK color. That's for print. If you're going to use it as a cover page or anything else, make sure you set it to RGB. And then let's keep it at 300 ppi and click on create. So let's just first create the main basic background image right here. This is nothing but just a simple petal kind of a shape, and then we're going to rotate it to make it look like this. So let's just get started by doing this. Go to your ellipse tool. If you cannot find it, right click and then ellipse tool. Click and drag. Do not hold your shift key, it will become a circle. So just click and drag to make an oval shape. Now right click here. You would usually have a pen tool here. So right click and select the anchor point tool and go in here and click on this blue point. Also over here. We have a nice shape ready. Go back to your selection tool and drag it a little bit so that it's a little longer. This looks fine. Now I'm just going to click on it and make this completely black and remove the stroke by clicking on this. Click outside. Now let's go to your line segment tool, and here let me just change this up and give this as white so that we can see what we are doing. So just click, hold your shift key down and drag. If you cannot see those pink lines, you can find them by going to view and then smart guides. Okay, so our center line is ready. Now it's time to make the other line segments. So let's just go a little bit down here. Click, hold your shift key down and drag it onto your right. And this is done. So let's make a few more of those. Click, hold your shift key down and drag it. Okay, this side is ready. So let's copy these line segments to this side as well. So click on the line segment, hold your shift key and select all of these. Now right click, transform, reflect, click on vertical and then click on copy. Now press your shift key down and use your left arrow key button to slowly move this so that it goes and sits like this. But as you can see, it's not aligned, so I'm just going to click on this, hold my shift key down and move it back so that it joins the center line segment. Okay, so everything looks good. Click and select everything. Go to your Pathfinder tool. If you cannot find it, it's in Window and then Pathfinder. And click on Divide. Now all these are divided into tiny parts, but we cannot see them because it's grouped together. So press Command or Control, Shift and G to ungroup them. Now you can select each individual part and we're going to recolor them. So for this method, you can either use a script or you can just bring in your color palette and use it. If you want to know how to color it using a script, I have a video which I'll link below in the description. You can go check it out, like how to use the Illustrator scripts. For this, I already have a color palette. Let me just get it here. Just gonna bring it here. And let's go ahead and color this. Select the color, and if you have it here, you can just click on that color. If you don't, I'm just going to press my I on my keyboard and select that color. Let me press. And we'll press and go back and change the colors and make sure it's the same color as the previous one. So let's go ahead and color these things. Alright, so we have our leaf color. I'm just going to delete this because I don't need it anymore. So click and select everything, press Command or Control G to group them together. Now I'll reduce the size a bit and move it up here. Now I'll press my rotate tool. If you cannot see it, right click, rotate tool, and you see this blue, light blue center point. I'm going to bring it down here and click on this one. And now come here, click, hold your Option key or Alt key down, Shift key and drag. When you hold your Shift key, it makes sure that it rotates in perfect 45 degrees. And when you hold Option or Alt, it makes a copy of that. And now press Command or Control D to repeat the action and do it until you have reached the final stage. Go back to your selection tool, click outside, and you have your first base ready. Now I'm just going to click on the first one. Hold your Option or Alt key down, click and drag and make a copy and keep it aside. Now click and select everything and press Command G or Control G to group them together. Now let's just reduce it a little bit. Now I think it should be fine, and let's keep it here. Now it's time to add some text. Go to your text tool, click, and now we're going to type in our brand name or something like that. And I will type in Blue Mint. And let me just go and click on your selection tool. And let's change this to 60. I want to change the font. I'll just keep blockhead and make it unplugged. Let me make this 70. Okay. I'll just arrange it so that it's nice. Okay. So now this dot on the I, I'm going to replace it with this one. So click on this, hold your Shift key down, click and drag it to make it really tiny. Let's just bring it over here. You could either put it as a straight dot. We'll make sure it's in the front, so click on this, Control Shift and close square bracket, and it brings it to the front. So you can either place it here like this or click and rotate to make it look a little different. So there you go. This is how you create this simple yet pretty looking logo or icon or whatever that you want to do. And if you want to make this one much more complicated, you can just click on that, Control C for copying, Control F for pasting on top, and just click, hold your Shift key down, Alt key down, and drag it in and release outside. And there you go, you made a double pattern right here. And if you want to notch it up a little bit, just come on here until you see this rotate button. So click and then rotate so that it comes and sits like this. And click outside. And there you go, you have a different kind of pattern. So you could continue doing this, make a tinier version of this and put it right above this and make it smaller. Like, again, let me just show that, Option, Shift, and much smaller. And there you go. So you could basically continue doing this and make it as nice as you want, or you could just leave it with one simple thing. That's fine too. It's totally your call. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you would like to learn next in Illustrator or Photoshop. So until next week, bye-bye.